Per definizione, la pop art è un movimento artistico nato tra l'Europa e gli Stati Uniti d'America tra la fine degli anni 50 e l'inizio degli anni 60. Questo movimento è espressione della società e dell'immaginario collettivo ed è un'arte rivolta alla massa e non al singolo individuo. Ma dimenticatevi quello che vi abbiamo appena detto, perché quello che vi stiamo per presentare è l'arte di Pandemonia. Prima fila i principali show della London Fashion Week, vestita di latex e con una vistosa maschera da bambola, con tanto di capigliatura bionda e a volte accompagnata da un cagnolino gonfiabile di nome Snowball, lei si fa chiamare Pandemonia e si definisce un'artista postmoderna. In realtà sembra essere un'opera d'arte lei stessa. Pandemonia, infatti, è una via di mezzo tra la protagonista di un cartoon, che strizza l'occhio alle opere dell'artista giapponese Takashi Murakami, e una bambola gonfiabile. Già protagonista di alcune performance nell'ambito dell'Alternative Fashion Week, è una fashion blogger molto seguita in rete, nonché giornalista per i quotidiani britannici Daily Mail e The Independent. Pandemonia è la creazione di un artista concettuale molto riservato. Nessuno sa esattamente chi c'è dietro l'ensemble in lattice. Slanciata e statuaria, alta più di 2 metri, è stata descritta da Katia Gunfield di Vice come le caricature bionde di Roy Lichtenstein, portate in vita come un gonfiabile di Jeff Koons, alto 2 metri. L'arte di Pandemonia non è solo cross-mediale, scultura, arte digitale, fotografia e performance, ma anche intergenerazionale, poiché lega i primi momenti della pop art ai mondi più attuali delle celebrità, della moda e dell'arte contemporanea, creando un arco ed evoluzione che continua la sua continua esplorazione.
Pandemonia is myself, but I'm a kind of constructed person that I created. I started making Pandemonia in the sort of mid-2000s. It was sort of around the time of the financial crash, if you remember. I think it was about 2008. That's when I started taking her out in public. Well, I suppose the exact moment of Pandemonia being born was probably on the London Underground. It was an idea in my head. I'd been reading these newspapers. We have these free newspapers here, and they're all about sort of celebrity culture and stuff, and the celebrities were always on the front cover. And I started thinking, wouldn't it be good if an artist or someone could sort of make some work that would be about these celebrities and about commodification and advertising. And so I started thinking, well, maybe I could construct my own celebrity, like a kind of a three-dimensional drawing, and place it in that celebrity slot. No one else was doing anything. I felt that with the rise of social media happening and celebrity culture, I felt that the world, or in London, was becoming completely narcissistic, and people weren't really sort of thinking about what they were consuming, and nobody seemed to be talking about it or making any art about it. Nobody seemed to be making any art about consumer culture. We had many years of the YABs, the Young British Artists, and they were just about sensationalism, and they weren't really talking about the relationship between advertising and desire. I felt in the mid-2000s there weren't any artists making any work about contemporary culture. I mean, contemporary culture was changing a lot. We had the big rise of celebrity and social media was happening. And the YABs, the previous group of artists, were about self-promotion and sensationalism and stuff. And it wasn't really talking about the link between advertising, desire, agency, who we are, and money. And I felt this was a good topic to explore.
Ma Pandemonia non è solo la maschera di un artista anonimo londinese. Quali sono i valori e l'etica che muovono l'arte e l'anima di Pandemonia?
I mean, Pandemonia is, in some sense, is like an exploration of society. It's like I'm replicating society, but on another level, I'm also showing a parallel view of the world, or a parallel sort of vision of what contemporary culture could be. As an artist, I think one thing, but Pandemonia acts another thing. So I'm always playing this game where I'm appealing to different audiences at the same time. So I'm on one level, I'm appealing to, the fashion crowd, and appealing to the tabloid newspapers. But on another level, it's like a critical reflection, and there's a lot of irony and sort of philosophical ideas going on inside my work. Pandemonia always changes. I mean, I've changed her look with every season. Her hair changes, and the clothes, and where she goes and does changes. And she's been into different things over the years. At the moment, I'm concentrating on painting because I feel that doing more fashion and more social engagements, I'm repeating myself too much. So in some sense, I'm kind of withdrawing, but I'm going into painting. So I'm producing Pandemonia's vision on canvas. Oh, when I first made Pandemonia, I thought it was amazing, but I thought it took a lot of courage, or Dutch courage, I suppose we used to say here. It took a lot of courage to make up my mind to take Pandemonia out to the public. It was an event. It was like I felt like I was doing something that you're not supposed to do. It's like I felt like I'd created a schism. I've ripped the fabric of normality. And so I've been thinking about it for a few years, and eventually I thought, if I don't do it, then I will never know where this idea, or I would never know where it goes. So I simply got in a taxi and I went to a fashion show. And I'd never been to a fashion show before. And the taxi pulled up outside, and the place was crowded full of people, and there were lots of photographers there. And they opened the door, and I stepped out, and it was just like a blaze of cameras. And some PR person took me by the hand and dragged me straight in to the fashion show in the front row. And how did I feel? It was very exciting, quite frightening in some sense, and exhilarating. It was like jumping into a swimming pool of cold water. It was like free fall, and I couldn't turn back, and Pandemonia was born. Hi, completely. I'm Pandemonia. Remember who you are and follow your dreams.